What's up, you guys, and welcome back again to my channel. Today we are going to be continuing with the kelp farm. However, today we are going to be showing you how to make an automatic kelp farm, which means that it's going to harvest it for you and you don't have to do a dang thing. It'll just collect it and harvest it all and cut it down and collect it all at the same time. Guys, stay tuned if you want to see that video. Remember, if you like the video, head down to the bottom, click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you know anybody else who wants to watch this kind of thing, please share my channel with them. It really helps my channel grow. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, like I was telling you, this is an automatic kelp farm. And this will grow and chop down and collect all the kelp. Well, probably not all of it, but most of the kelp that grows. And you don't have to do anything. You just have to be within loading range for it to actually work. Let me show you how it works. So down in the bottom here, this is the section that grows the kelp. And I just made it out of the other kelp farm that I already had in the last video. If you guys want to see the simple kelp farm, the one where you have to do the work and you have to do the harvesting, just click on this link in the top corner. I'll post it right there for you guys, and I'll post it down in the description. Okay, but I just took one of the 3 sections that I built in that other video, and then I basically turned it into an automatic harvesting farm for the kelp. And what I did is I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks deep. Okay, and then I went 8 wide, and then on the 9th block I had to set up the collection system. Okay, and then at the very bottom is where you plant your kelp. It doesn't matter which block you're planting on as long as it doesn't destroy the kelp. Kelp can almost grow on any block as long as it's underwater. Then on the 2nd block up from one wall, has to be underneath the other ones on this side, so just straight below, you have 8 pistons, 1 piston for each plant. Okay, don't place it on the bottom block, because if you harvest from the bottom block, you'll have to replant the kelp every single time. So make sure it's on the 2nd block up. And then from the 2nd block from the top, not the very top, not the 9th block up, from the 2nd one down, you have to place 8 observers. And you see how they have these little faces? Okay, they look like little Minecraft faces. Those have to be facing where the plant is going to grow, because as soon as the plant grows in front of one of these faces, then it'll activate the pistons down on the bottom. And I'll show you how that works in just a minute. But each one of these is their own power system, and it's activated as an observer when something goes in and grows in front of it. Okay, which is very nice, and it works out very well for growing plants. The reason I put 8 of these in here is because these plants do not grow at the same pace. And so whichever one gets to the top first, okay, it'll activate all of the pistons down on the bottom. Now let me show you how I set that up to activate. Now each one of these is connected to each other. They're all connected to the same line of redstone dust. And then from this side, I sent down a line to the bottom, and I did the same from the other side. That way I'm sure that the power supply reaches the very bottom. Okay, and then I had all of these connected on the same line of redstone dust as well. So no matter which observer on the top gets activated, all of the pistons get activated. And then it chops down the kelp from the 2nd block, not from the bottom block. Okay, now let me show you the collection system. So you saw down here, the top block has nothing, the 2nd block down has nothing, but on the 3rd block down, I placed a hopper. so that the water flow, and I'll talk more about the water flow in a second, so that the water flow goes down into the hopper. Okay? Then, once it reaches the hopper grabs it and it sends it down into the chest, and then that's where it collects all of our kelp. We have 3 stacks and then 20 sitting inside of there. So we'll check that later. Remember, we have 3 stacks and 20. Okay? Now, to set up your water, you have to have full blocks of water all the way up to the observer, but not above the hopper. That one needs to flow down, okay, into the hopper. All of these up to the observer need to be full blocks of water. A good way to get that is to just set your blocks of water in front of the observers and let them flow down. And then the kelp, as they grow, they will turn every block into a full block of water as they grow. Okay? Then this top row should be empty of water. Then you're going to take 1 bucket of water and place it here at this very end so that the water flows down this way. Okay, and then as it flows, it should end and then push water right over here into the hopper. Okay, that's exactly how this should work. Now, let me go ahead and grow some of these so that you can see the system working. All right, and I can grow it either with bone meal, I can grow it by letting it grow with time, or I can grow it by adding more kelp to each plant. I'm not sure why it works that way, but you can add each kelp to a plant and make it work just fine. Now, I think that's tall enough. I should be able to reach it from the surface. So let me grow it, and then you'll see it chop it all down all at once. There it goes. Sends it all to the top, and then it sends it right over there to the hopper. Now, some of them get caught. Okay, sometimes I have issues. I don't know why some of them get caught down in the bottom, but it does that. Okay, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But with this machining running on its own, especially if you set up a lot of them, you're going to get plenty of kelp, and it's going to continue to run when you're not doing anything, and it's going to collect the kelp for you. That time, they weren't all full grown, and I collected 13 more kelp than what I had. Okay, so there was 3 stacks and 20 in there, and now there's 3 stacks and 33. Oh, looks like it just collected some more kelp for me. Slowly over time, it'll probably send those ones that are down in the bottom up to the top. I'm not really sure if it'll do that before they despawn, but it should. Okay. The water mechanics are really strange, and it's hard to figure out what the items are going to do when they're in the water and when they're not in the water. Sometimes things float, sometimes things don't. Okay. And it's hard to have a flow of water go upwards and get plants to grow at the same time. It's just easier to grow it and let it harvest it the way it wants to, and you're going to get lots of kelp when you do it this way. All right, guys, that's my automatic kelp farm. If you liked it, please head down to the bottom, click that like button. If you know of a better way that you can make a kelp farm, please tell me down in the comments. I'll try to build it myself. If you know anybody else that likes this kind of thing, please share my channel with them. It really helps my channel grow. And guys, next video, I think I'm going to try and turn this thing into a dried kelp farm. So I'm going to take this farm and add a section onto it where I can automatically turn all the kelp into dried kelp, which would make this a good food source. If you want to see that video, please stay tuned to my channel. Come in, check it out tomorrow. I'll have it posted sometime during the day. And thanks for coming and watching. We'll see you guys next time. Later.